So, at any point in your internship, did you feel like, okay, I am doing well and I have received a good feedback. I'm going to convert this PPO for sure.
Key learning from my part is like do not lose hope, work hard, and try to improve yourself based on the reviews you get from others.
Hello and welcome everyone. I'm your host Prerna Roy. Welcome to another episode of Skilled Sapiens Podcast. I hope you enjoyed our previous podcast. Today we have joining here a very special guest. Hello Kamalesh, welcome on board. Thank you for joining us. And we at Skilled Sapiens are a community that have the passion to ignite passion in people's minds. We help them achieve their goals. Whether you're an entrepreneur, an individual, we have something for everyone. So, about you, Kamlesh, just a little introduction about our special guest here today. He has just completed his MBA from Symbiosis Institute of International Business, and he has secured himself a pre-placement offer at Tata Motors. So, thank you for joining us, and let's hear the journey from him. So, Kamlesh, how is it all going?
Yeah, it's going pretty good. After completed my MBA, now I'm in 2 months of free time before joining my job. So coming to the journey of my PPO, it was not easy. So I had to face a lot of challenges in my internship. One of the major challenges was the language barrier. Since I'm from
Okay.
the south part of the country, I'm from Tamil Nadu, so it was difficult to communicate with the suppliers who supply goods for Tata Motors in local language, which is Marathi and Hindi.
Right.
So that was one of the major issues I faced, and other than that, I don't think I faced much of an issue. Uh, but coming to the part of learning, so I was able to attend the board meetings, which is crucial for any company. So they let us sit in the board meetings and listen to what they are talking, which was very helpful. And I don't think most of the companies do that, but Tata Motors did it. So I would like to thank them for doing that.
Okay,
And
that's
we were allowed to use the name of Tata Motors for any help from the supplier. So if you're having any doubt, if you're calling the suppliers for it, you can tell them that you're an employee of Tata Motors, and they will give you the details, not only to the suppliers but also to other outside sources, like where whichever company you want to call, you can introduce yourself as a Tata employee, and you can ask questions to them. So that
that.
was very helpful.
That's great. That is so great. So, you had a very like you had a challenging yet very learning experience there. But to start off at the beginning, if you could tell us the journey of how you got chosen for the company.
Okay, so coming to the interview process, at first I had to take a psychometric test. So after that, the second round was a personal presentation on the topic which Tata Motors gave me to present. So they gave me COP27 as a topic. I had to discuss about the positives and negatives and point of view from India's side on COP27. So they liked my presentation, and after that I got selected out of the 6 or 7 uh, other candidates in the interview. So this was the process.
Okay, okay. And do you feel that there are any particular behavioral characteristics in you that helped you stand apart from other people? Any soft skills that you can, you know?
Soft skills, I would say, like not particularly, but if you have the mentality to learn and adapt to the environment, they are very welcoming, and they are also welcoming to suggestions. They don't have that ego issues like you are an intern, you cannot give suggestions like this. We work on our own way. They are not like that. So if you are open for suggestions, they are ready to listen, and they are asking you to work on it and convince them to put that. So one in my project, I convinced them that doing that particular thing will work, and they agreed to it, and they are working on it right now.
That is great.
So your ability to get adapted to the environment and your willpower to learn, it will be key in Tata Motors.
Okay. And could we know a little about your background, like your educational background, and prior to this, if you have any work experience, if you would like to share?
So I did my BTech in Bachelor of Technology in Mechanical Engineering from Amrita Vishwavidyapitham Coimbatore, and like I completed my final year in COVID, so I didn't get any job in industry because at that time companies were not functioning due to the COVID protocols. Only IT companies were functioning, and I didn't want to go IT, so I started preparing for competitive exams, and I cleared Snap, and I got into Symbiosis. So I
Okay.
don't have any work ex. So I'm a fresher,
Okay, that is great. And do
and
you?
there is nothing like you need to have work ex to go into Tata Motors. In my panel, I was the only fresher in
Okay,
interviews.
that's great. You impressed them very well. And do you feel like your technical background had some put you above other people? Have you ever felt that that added to your abilities throughout the internship?
No, I don't think so because coming to my BTech, like there are only one or two streams in my BTech I'm good at, and most of them I'm like it's like design part and mechanical strength. Those things I'm not very good, but uh, I think this is just a stereotype. Tata Motors only look for people who are from mechanical background. Even I had colleagues who are from computer science background and electrical engineering background in as interns there. So they don't look at your background. So as I said before, your willingness to learn and your good soft skills, it will be very helpful, not your background. And my the department I worked in is corporate sustainability, so you need to have a good knowledge in what you learn in the MBA. So I did MBA in energy environment, which is very closely aligned to sustainability and carbon emissions, those stuff. You have to have a deep knowledge in that. So that is what is important, not the BTech knowledge you carried when you came into MBA,
Okay.
for me at least.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. And so, as you mentioned, you're a fresher, and this was your first corporate experience. So, according to you, how smooth was the onboarding process? At any point, did you feel lost?
No, like my corporate placement department was very helpful in this. They keep me posted with the time of the interview. They keep texting you like your like what is happening in the interview right now, which candidate is on, when you have to get in. So that was a very great help from my corporate placement department. So I didn't find anything difficult during my onboarding process. And the HR from Tata Motors was also very helpful. They helped us with the accommodation and other things. I didn't find anything difficult.
Okay. And like, if I may ask, where were you? As you mentioned that language was a problem. So, your job location, I'm assuming, was somewhere like in northern part of the country, I'm assuming.
So we don't have to go into plant and work. So that if you see, Tata Motors have more than 7 plants in India. So across the country, like Jamshedpur, one in Marvel, San, and then they have in Lucknow. But the main plant is in Pune, and the corporate sustainability department of Tata Motors is located in Pune. So
Okay.
it's a centralized system. From Pune, we sit here, we collect the data from other plants, and we decide on how to operate further in future.
Okay.
So the language barrier I told you was like when I need some information from the supplier, we had to contact them. So that was the time I had difficulty, but it was sorted because there are other colleagues who can speak in local language. So when you have a good team which are open for help,
Right.
and I'm trying to learn the local language because only with one English you cannot survive for long in Tata Motors.
Right. I'm sure you will overcome the challenge. And
Yeah,
other than
yeah.
that how was your experience with other colleagues? Like there must have been people from different B schools. So did you have any interactive sessions that helped you ease in with the other people?
Yeah, so in the first week we have been given basic topics to read. So we got chance to sit and discuss about what was the curriculum in my college, in the other institutes, and like what are their fields, what are the fields they are interested in, and what is the current scenario in the companies which they had worked in before MBA. So like yeah, it was useful. So we were able to understand the other side of the country. Like one guy was from Bhubaneswar, one was from Calcutta.
Okay, right. And your entire duration of internship, was it offline or did you have any part of it online as well?
uh, Actually the system in Tata Motors is hybrid. So it's a 6 day a week work from Monday to Saturday. 3 days of the week you can take work from home, but on 3 days of the week you can work from office. But most of I mean, like I didn't take the hybrid system. I wanted to sit in office, so I went on and worked in office all 6 days. But my colleagues, they work 3 days and 3 days in home, so it's
So
flexible.
okay. And do you find any difference between the way your colleagues approach the work and you did? They use the hybrid and you didn't. Do you think that made any difference in the outcome?
I don't think so. It's just when it comes to flexibility of work, it just comes to the mentality of the candidate. So they were comfortable working in room, and I was not very comfortable with that. So I had to go and work in the office environment. So that's why I did that. I don't think there is any difference in your efficiency.
Okay. And can you think of any particular event, like during your entire internship? You mentioned the challenges you faced, but can you recall any particular event where you felt that, okay, this was one of the big problems that there exists, but somebody really helped you out? Can you think of any such?
So there was a situation in which I had to contact the Jharkhand Electricity Board and have to ask some details regarding the power trading policy in that state. But the employee who picked the call, he wasn't familiar with. I mean, he wasn't comfortable with English that much, and I was not comfortable with Hindi. So I had to ask help from my colleague to have a word with them in Hindi, because that at that point it was very, the information from that employee was very crucial for the project. So I think that was one of the challenges I faced, and the help from my colleague, it helped me a lot.
Right. And you are part of clubs and committees in your college as well. So I just wanted to ask you, how did you manage all of these things together? You were out for your internship, and then after that, you came back and you had your responsibilities at your college, but at the same time, you converted the PPO. So during that entire span of that duration, how did you manage all of this?
So what I believe is, when you do something you love, like you don't have to plan and manage those stuff. You don't have to do such things. Like it just goes in a flow, and you can handle it properly. So what I suggest you to who are going to take committees and work for PPOs, like do what you love. So don't get into company committees just for like adding some things to your resume, or just because you want to get into that committee. I very badly wanted to get in the sports com of SIV, and I worked on it. I got into it. So I didn't find anything difficult to manage both my studies and the sports committee work I did.
Right.
So yeah, that's it.
And like, do you think your extracurricular activities, your hobbies, etc., do you think they helped you in your internship in any way? Did they add to your profile, working as a job profile, I mean?
Uh, I'm not sure. Maybe not directly, but I don't think so. Like I am a sports enthusiast, but my other two colleagues, they were not that much into sports. It's just the knowledge you have and what you can bring to the company. So the extracurricular activities, I don't think they had a huge part in my internship, but maybe it might have a huge part in your final placements.
Right.
Not in my case, but it will have an impact, but not in my case.
Right. And are you a believer that during, say, the internship experience, for instance, one should devote all of their efforts solely to the internship, or are you more of a believer in the work-life balance? Which one of these two would you say you're more inclined towards?
I would say I'm inclined towards the former one. So during my work time, I work hard and like I don't waste my time in that particular thing. And even some there are times in which I had worked even after the working hours of like from
Okay.
8:30 to 5:30 is the office time, and there are times I had sit in the office till 10, 11 to finish the work that day. It's because of the work I love. So I am a very huge fan of this sustainability and greener those things. So I didn't find it difficult to work after office hours. It is just what I love. In my case, it was work life balance only. So I didn't find it difficult.
Okay, that is great to know. And during your entire span of your internship, as you mentioned, like this is one of the extra steps that you took, that is putting in those extra efforts. Can you recall any other specific extra steps that you saw yourself taking that maybe your other colleagues were not?
Um, Not particularly like in that time period, but I would say my communication skill was very bad in when I was in my second first and second year of UG. So I started working on say public speaking skills and presentation skills right from there, like 6 years back. So what I do every day is I try to talk in front of the mirror. I try to put my points in whenever there is a conversation in crowd, and I trying to improve my English and communication skill, and I'm still improving, which I believe. So I think it was one of the things which helped me during my internship, during the final presentation I gave. Yeah, so you have to work on your communication skill and soft skills. It is very important for corporate life. You can be a person with zero knowledge, but if you are a person with good communication and soft skill, you can shine in corporate world. You can go there and learn.
Right. And can you like recall any other such, I won't say failures, but maybe such weaknesses that perhaps you had, but during the span of the internship, you managed to turn those weaknesses into positives that actually helped you forward? Can you recall any of those weaknesses, perhaps?
Sorry for the disturbance. There was some error in my system.
Yeah, that's fine.
Am I
I'll
audible?
just yeah, you are. I'll just repeat the question. So,
Yeah.
wanted to ask you that you just mentioned that you had a particular weakness that you managed to turn into something positive. So I'm just asking, are there any other weaknesses other than this that you can recall that you have managed to convert into something that actually propels you forward?
Any other weakness? I'm not sure. I don't think there is any other weakness like which I profiled into anything successful.
Okay, that is perfectly fine. And so now coming back to your internship again, I'll just like to ask you. So you had to do the presentations and meet the deadlines every single day. So was there any point that you felt from your feedback that okay, I think they are considering me for a PPO? Have you felt that during your internship at any point?
Actually, when I was interning there, they were very sure that they are not going to extend the team. Uh, so if
Okay.
you see the corporate sustainability team of Tata Motors, it's a very small team and it's very young. It's just like 2 or 1.5 years before they started this team. So they just had a less number of members, like around 10 people, and they were not interested in increasing the team size when I was interning there. But then suddenly one day my manager called me and he said they are considering to expand the team and you three people will be the first choices.
Okay, okay.
So at first, due to the language barrier I had, like it was very difficult for me to fight with the other two candidates and get the PPO. Like they were interested only to give openings for two people.
Okay.
But then later at the end, after releasing the PPO results, 1 week after that, my manager called me. He said he has vouched for me because he liked the project I did, and he said I'm still trying. And 1 week later, he told me I got the PPO.
That is great. At any point in your internship, did you feel like, okay, I am doing well and I have received a good feedback. I'm going to convert this PPO for sure.
So I think it was at the point of my final presentation, which I delivered. My CSO was very happy with the project I did, and not only him, the whole team was happy with that. So I thought if there is any chance of PPO, like, I was very sure I'm going to get it.
And throughout your internship, would you say that you got timely feedbacks that helped you improve your performance over time? Did you see in yourself the kind of growth that you expected to see maybe before joining?
Uh, yeah, there were a lot of instances. So after finishing my first year and with all knowledge which I got from Symbiosis, I entered Tata Motors. But whatever suggestions I gave there, like, they were one step ahead of me. So for the first 1 or 2 weeks, I was frustrated. Like I was like, whatever we are giving, it's already there. What we are going to think new.
Right.
So then I started reading a lot. Then I started discussing a lot with my colleagues and my manager. Then finally, uh, I came up with what they expected, the expected outcomes of the project, which was reflected in the final presentation. So I think it has improved my research skills.
Right. Okay. That is great to know. And you mentioned that peer review also helped you a lot. So, do you think that the more challenging, your peer group is, do you feel that it helps you grow more as an individual, or do you think it is works kind of like a setback in a regard? What is your thought on this?
I think it has always helped me to improve. So I'm always a person who welcomes reviews and suggestions from others. I try to work on them and I try to convert them into success. So I don't think it was never a setback. It was always an opportunity to improve for me.
So, you have like the work culture. At any point, have you felt that maybe, the competitiveness is going on a negative side? Have you ever felt that, or was it more of a, cordial relation that you saw throughout?
Uh, I don't I don't remember a situation like there was any competitive environment. So it was always teamwork. Competitive environment there. So, no.
Good to know. And throughout your journey, like looking back at it now, do you think is there anything that you could have maybe done differently?
Uh, like after delivering my final project results, like I still was working on that project and I found uh, uh, more things after the project. So I think I could have done it at that time during the internship and maybe could have added it to the results. It would have been more helpful.
Okay, okay.
So that nothing else. It was just that.
And so, just summing it up, what would you say your key learnings from this entire, journey has been towards converting the PPO and everything?
um, so key learning from my part is like do not lose hope, work hard, and try to improve yourself based on the reviews you get from others, what you feel, and do not lose hope.
Right. Okay. And another thing, for all our viewers who are looking to convert PPOs, we would really like your suggestion on how to achieve this, how to make this possible. And along with that, if you could like maybe give any particular instances in your journey that you feel that our viewers also can use to set themselves apart.
So what I would suggest, I mean, the people who are going to watch this and who are going to try for PPO is 50%. If 50% of your chances lies in knowledge, 50% of your chance lies in your communication and soft skills. So try to have a balance in both. Don't just go behind knowledge. Don't read a lot. When you read a lot, speak about it to a lot of people. So it helps you improve your communication skill as well, and try to improve your soft skills, which is what every company is looking at right now at the moment. If you're applying for any company, they're looking, the first test you're going to attend is aptitude and psychometry test. So try to improve your soft skills and communication skills, which is very crucial for a corporate candidate.
Right. Okay. Right. Well, thank you so much, Kamalesh. Talking to you and gaining all of these insights, it has been such a great opportunity to learn from you. And that is a wrap for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And I hope you found this interaction as informative as I did. And I hope you learned something from it. So thank you for joining us. And again, thank you, Kamlesh. We wish to have you on board again and all the very best for your life ahead. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah, yeah, sure. It's a pleasure. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. So goodbye, guys. See you in the next podcast.